When I first started becoming more aware of my thoughts, I was constantly in my head. My mind was never silent. The reel I watched an hour ago, the series I was watching, some random song would get stuck in my head, and I just could not, for the love of God, turn it off. It was the fact that my mind was so loud. This is full on disclosure. Hi guys, I'm Shadwari. Welcome back to my channel. Me personally, I've been practicing consciousness for over a year now. I've been practicing being mindful in my day-to-day activities, just to stay present in literally anything I do. And I can say from experience, being conscious and being mindful has changed everything. My career, the people around me, my routines. It gave me the chance to truly know who I am. And I'm at a point in my life where I can finally say that I know myself and I love the life that I'm living. It gave me the strength to face my fears, and it gave me the confidence I needed to build the life of my dreams. And this journey has been such a blessing. And today, I want to share some of the lessons I've learned in case you are also trying to live more consciously and you're also trying to create the life of your dreams. So, most of us, not all of us, don't come at me, but most of us spend most of our day completely lost in thought. We're literally moving through life on unconscious thoughts and automatic memorized reactions. And what I mean by that is, do you think about brushing your teeth? No. When you're eating your food, are you consciously thinking about chewing your food? No. In fact, after a couple of bites, we stop tasting the food and slip back into some random thought. When you take the same perfume you take every day from your drawer and spray it, are you truly aware in that moment? Probably not, because your mind has memorized those routines. It's all muscle memory now. It's familiar, it's known, and your brain doesn't need you to be mindful for any of those day-to-day activities. I realized that when we go through life following the same routines, the mind is in unconscious thoughts. So what are these unconscious thoughts? We spend most of our day thinking from a place of survival. Our nervous system actually drives most of our unconscious thoughts. And when your body is used to living in survival, the thoughts that are constantly playing at the back of your head, your unconscious thoughts, these thoughts naturally match that state of survival. And it works the other way too, where your thoughts also affect your nervous system. So if you're constantly stuck in stressful, overwhelming, negative thoughts, your body will naturally go into survival. You know, when your muscles tighten, your breath becomes shallow, and you just rush through everything. Everything needs to be done quickly. And this becomes like a cycle. These unconscious thoughts, the thoughts that are constantly playing at the back of your head, act like a screen between you and your reality. Because when you're lost in thought, you're not aware of your existence, of your body, you're not present. These unconscious thoughts are basically trying to protect you from everything in your reality that feels unsafe, that you don't like. These thoughts, they protect you by either making you worry about everything or by constantly distracting you from everything. So, if you don't really like the reality that you're living in, if you don't like the life you're living, the dreams you've chosen to pursue, the people you surround yourself with, the routine that you follow, or the work stress you can't stop thinking about, your mind will spend less and less time being present to avoid the reality you're living in. And you'll keep living the same life. You'll keep making the same choices. You keep being the same version of yourself. You're stuck in a loop. And this is why awareness frees you. Because when you become aware of who you are being all the time, when you are present in everything that you do, you can change anything about yourself. You can choose differently in those times because you're present. You can acknowledge the things that you don't like about your life and you can change them. You can set yourself free. When I first started becoming more aware of my thoughts, I realized I was constantly in my head. My mind was never silent, not even for a second. The reel I watched an hour ago would be replaying in my mind. The series I was watching would keep running in my mind. Some random song would get stuck in my head, and I just could not, for the love of God, turn it off. It was not that I could not keep my mind silent, even for a second. It was the fact that my mind was so loud all the time. That's when I knew this has to change. So, the first thing I struggled with the most was the moment I would become conscious, the moment I would try to be present, the screen those thoughts had created to distract me from my reality would lift up instantly. And then I had to face everything that I was trying to avoid all at once. It would all come rushing in. And then I would be reminded of all the things that I don't like about my life. The way someone spoke to me yesterday in class, the way I felt judged at the dinner table, the things I wanted to say but I couldn't, and all the things I needed to get done that I haven't even gotten started with yet. And the hurt and the pain, all the feelings and emotions would come rushing in at once. And what would happen is it would overwhelm me so much that I would immediately slip back into those unconscious thoughts because that was familiar. It was safe. I was so used to relying on that escape, which is exactly what these unconscious thoughts do to you. But I'm here to open your eyes, and I hope this video helps you to get back to your reality, to get back to yourself. Because how long can you keep relying on these thoughts? And to hide from your life, from your reality, when will you actually start living? So, what really helped me slow down and be present with my thoughts was journaling. And I want to share exactly how I used to journal in case you don't know where to start. Firstly, journal and process your emotions. I would journal my feelings every time I felt triggered, or when my heart felt heavy, or when something was just weighing on my mind. When I knew I was not doing my best emotionally, I would journal it. I would sit and write down the entire situation and then write down how it made me feel and acknowledge what happened to allow myself to feel everything instead of suppressing my emotions. And we do this. We have the habit of doing this. We suppress our emotions. We don't allow ourselves to feel as deeply. We try to protect ourselves. We suppress those emotions because we don't know how to deal with them. I learned to process my emotions through journaling. I learned how to sit with my emotions, to give myself the safety and security. What it did was it helped me slow down my thoughts, because when you're triggered, your thoughts go wild. My mind would be so loud, 100 thoughts would come rushing in, and it's not helpful. That's why journaling helps. It helps you slow down. It helps you assess the situation and think clearly from a clear conscience and not from all these thoughts in the back of your head. It helped me make myself feel seen and heard. And over time, I got to understand my triggers and my patterns more clearly. And I learned which values and beliefs were holding me back from being the highest version of myself. It is a blessing to love your reality. It is a blessing to be present and to love everything that you do, and to be in that frequency of being grateful all the time. And to love your reality, you have to change your reality and change everything that you don't like about it. The second thing I did was make a list of everything I wanted to change about myself. All of it. Make a list, even the smallest detail, the way you speak, your morning routines, the people around you, everything. And then write down the list of all the things the highest version of you already has, all the qualities, the entire personality, every little detail. Because when you write it down with that level of clarity, it helps you visualize your dream life so much better. And then just sort of connect the dots. Write down a list of things that are in your hand that you know you can change. The tasks you've been avoiding, learning new skills, exercising every day, anything, everything that you can do to be the highest version of you. Write it all down and then just organize everything. Make it into a daily routine, or create a list of things that you can get done this week or even over a month. Do it in whatever pace that feels right for you, so you can get things done without overwhelming yourself. I personally started slow. because it really helps to start slow and give yourself the love and the kindness along the way. And then just keep showing up. Show up and do the things you said you would do. And just go, go, go. Take the inspired action. Do the things you promised yourself you would do, regardless of how you feel in that moment. Because let me tell you, your subconscious mind, your nervous system is not going to want you to change your routine. Your nervous system is not going to want to leave the familiar state it has memorized, because that's its comfort place. Because anything that feels unfamiliar feels unsafe to the body. And this is full on disclosure. The more you consciously start changing your reality, the more your thoughts and your nervous system will fight back with doubts and fears and comparison. That noise will get louder and louder each time. And in those moments, remember to give yourself love. No matter how much you don't want to do that thing, no matter how bad you want to slip back into the old version of you, tell yourself, tell your mind and your body that I love you and you're safe and I've got to do this for the both of us. The worst thing you can do is shame yourself or feel guilty for not wanting to do that thing, because that's exactly what your mind and your body wants you to do. They will do anything to pull you back into the familiar state of brain rot. They will do anything to make you want to hate your reality, to go back to doom scrolling and binge watching. Consciously remind yourself that these voices are not your voices, and just show up for yourself like you never did before. Because the more you show up for yourself, the more trust you build within yourself to keep going, even in your toughest moments when you just want to give up. We're changing the background. I apologize. The sun went down and I had to find light. So, your subconscious mind will eventually start trusting your conscious mind. This is a big topic. I'll make a separate video about how the subconscious and the conscious mind are constantly in a tug of war, but I'll make a different video about it, so stay tuned. Back to the topic. When you build trust within yourself that you now know, no matter what, this person will show up for me. This person will stand up for me, because it's you. You are that person. And when you give yourself the love that you needed, you attract people who truly love you for who you are. Because how you treat yourself is how others treat you. If you're treating yourself like shit, you're not standing up for yourself, you're not showing up for yourself, people will treat you the same way. When you show up for yourself with consistency, you naturally attract people who show up for you with the same consistency. And eventually, you will no longer recognize the old version of yourself. Your mind will no longer overwhelm you with doubts and fears or negativity in hard times, in difficult moments, because you'll trust yourself enough to handle any situation with a clear conscience. I still remember the first time I realized that I no longer hated my reality, that I had changed nearly everything that I did not like about my life, and the freedom I felt in that moment, that I was in control of my reality. I would actually go through all of it all over again, because it was so worth it. It was so worth it. I really hope this video helps you and gives you the courage to become the best version of yourself and build your dream life by being mindful and staying present. And by the way, this isn't even the half of it, but this is where I started. And I will be making a part 2, so stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Come on.